Colours are on nearly every bird's feathers, but not all birds. Most birds fly, but some are too heavy, have broken bones in their wings, or are just not adapted for flying in their environment. To fly, birds have strong, sturdy wings. A beak helps eat bird food. Water birds have webbed feet to help them swim. A kookaburra is famous for its laughing.
And what do you think he said?
The teaching approach, guided reading, is a feature of teaching readers in the classroom. It fits within the structured 2-hour literacy block. Let's see how it works. Literacy time begins with a whole class focus, a shared reading time where readers explore how texts work and enjoy reading together.
On Monday, Grandma looked at Grandpa's old slippers. "You need new slippers," she said. "Those are going to fall to bits." "Nonsense," said Grandpa. "My slippers are fine."
Students then work in small groups to facilitate focused teaching. The Task Management Board clearly demonstrates classroom organisation for the rotation of these groups.
Purple group. Having a look. In the number 1 column, purple group. Someone from purple group, can you tell me what you're going to do? Jessica?
Reading.
That's right, you're going to be on the floor with me reading, aren't you? Red group, you're playing the alphabet game. And blue group, you're going to need to get a book in a moment, so you can go to the book table and choose a book and come and sit in the middle. Ready to move away? Yes. Okay.
Students work independently at learning centres, while the teacher works with the guided reading group. Through guided reading, students are encouraged to talk, read and think their way through a text, while being assisted to develop appropriate reading strategies. 6 steps are followed. A text is selected for each group to meet their specific learning needs. Running records are used to record and analyse reading behaviours, identifying the reading strategies in use. This information, together with the teacher's knowledge of the reader, informs teaching decisions and the selection of appropriate teaching texts. Before reading, the topic is discussed. This encourages the reader to bring their knowledge to the text, creating interest and setting the scene for the reading that is to follow.
What's this? Alex, what's this?
A box.
And what would you find in this box?
Shoes.
It's a shoe box, very good. Where would you get one of these? Jess?
From the shoe store.
From the shoe store or the shoe shop. What sorts of shoes might have been in this box? Alex? Sandals. Vina, what do you think might be in here? Slippers. You might have bought slippers in here. Kitty sack?
Runners.
Runners. Daniel? Boots. Amelia?
Unfamiliar vocabulary is incorporated into the discussion in the tense of the text. The appropriate language structures are modelled to assist with independent reading.
I've got a book here about a little girl called Sally. And Sally's got some new shoes. What sort of shoes has Sally got?
Runners.
Yeah, runners. Okay, we're going to have a look at this little story.
It's a brief talk through the book, focusing on meaning while introducing language structures and locating unfamiliar vocabulary.
Well, if I was Sally, what am I going to do in my new shoes? Walk. If I was Sally, what am I going to do in my new shoes? Run. Can you say with me, I'm going to run in my new shoes?
A carefully planned introduction supports the reader, guiding them to the language and understandings they need to read the book independently. Teachers make decisions about the depth and complexity of the book introduction, depending on the needs of the group and the challenges in the text.
Now, the next picture is picture of some stairs. Now, when we go upstairs, we say that we climb the stairs. So what am I going to do in my new shoes? I'm going to climb in my new shoes. It looks like they're going somewhere. Let's turn the page and see where they're going.
Swimming.
I'm going to swim in my new shoes.
Not.
No, that can't be right. Let's have a look at the picture. Have a look at her feet. Does she have her new shoes on?
It was on the here.
Yeah, they are on the shelf. What would happen to her new shoes if she swam in them?
Soggy. Wet and soggy and they'll get broken.
Oh, I think you're right. Well, so that can't be right. Let's go back to this page. We all ready? Have you got it, Vina? If I told you this first word here says but I'm not going to swim in my new shoes.
Students are now ready to read independently. The teacher uses this time to work with individual students, prompting where necessary and monitoring progress.
I'm going to jump in my new shoes. But I'm not going to swim in my new shoes. I've finished.
Well, Alex and Kitty Sack, if you've finished, you might like to read the book together. So read it together. Perhaps, Alex, you read one page and Kitty Sack, you read the next page. You read it together.
When everyone has read the book, the group comes together to share their responses.
Who haven't I asked? Amelia, what was Sally going to do in her new shoes?
Climb.
Very good. Daniel?
Jump.
Wow. Kitty Sack?
Dance.
But what was the thing that she didn't do in her new shoes?
Swim.
That's right. Okay.
The teacher then focuses on specific teaching points arising from the reading. These are opportunities to further extend the reader's understanding of the reading process.
Put your finger on the page or the spot where we start to read. Can you show me which way do we go now?
Why?
This way, Kitty Sack. Now, when we get to the end of the line, where do we go?
Down here.
Down here to the next line. Which way do we go then?
This way.
Oh, lovely. That's terrific. Can you find the word shoes for me, please? I think you read it in your head if you need to find it. How did you find it, Vina? It's the last word that you said. So it's the last word that's on the page, isn't it?
Guided reading should take 10 to 15 minutes. Students then move to learning centres to consolidate reading experiences, while a new teaching group arrives. Steps for guided reading are consistent. The teaching within the steps will vary to meet students' learning needs and the supports and challenges in the text. In this example, with early readers, the teacher is focusing on introducing unfamiliar vocabulary and showing the readers how to use phrasing and expression when reading.
All right, I found something in my backyard that I brought along to show you people today. Jason, what did I find in my backyard? A nest. Who can tell me what animal builds a nest? See here? A bird would build a nest. What sort of materials might a bird build a nest out of, Leo? Yes, that looks like there's lots of mud in this nest because it's starting to break up a little bit. And some sticks. What else, Jason?
Straw.
Yes, some straw, some little pieces of grass, dried up grass. Or what do they do, Sehan? Why would a bird build a nest?
So they can lay eggs in it.
That's right, it's a place where they can lay their eggs to keep their eggs. All right, our story is called The New Nest. Can you read the title with me? The New Nest. What can you see happening there? Yeah, the birds are collecting some sticks, aren't they? Some little sticks. Does anyone know another word for sticks? Anyone know a word for little sticks? No? They're called twigs. Yeah, twigs, they're little sticks that come from the trees. What do you think the bird might be collecting out of the barn, Stevie?
Straw. Straw?
Yes, some straw. Collecting some. And then I'd like you to have a go at reading the book by yourself for me. Okay, can you read this page for me? Can you read that for me nice and loud? A bit louder.
We will make breakfast.
Can you tell me something about the story? What was happening in the story?
Father bird said,
First page, we said that the mother bird and the father bird were talking to each other. They looked like they were talking to each other. When we're reading in a book, there are some little marks on the page that tell us when someone is talking. Does anyone know what they're called? Jason? Right, talking marks. There's always some talking marks at the start of where someone's talking and then at the end of where someone's talking, so that you know all of the writing in the middle is what they are saying. Can you have a look on page 2 and can you see if you can find some talking marks? So who's doing the talking, Hilal?
Mother.
Right, the mother bird. The mother bird's talking to the father bird. She's saying, we must make a new nest. And then it says, said mother bird. Can you help me read that sentence? We'll read it together. And can we read, we must make a new nest, just like we think mother bird would say it? All right, let's go. Ready? We must make a new nest, said mother bird. We wouldn't use a mother bird voice for the said mother bird, would we? Because she's not saying that. She's only saying, we must make a new nest. All right, at the...
Here, when working with fluent readers, the teacher's contribution to the book introduction changes as the students actively discuss and orientate themselves to the book.
You can tell me what this is a picture of. Sahin?
Killer whale?
A killer whale. Is it just a killer whale in the picture?
No.
What is it
There's
then?
seals there too.
Okay. So all together, what are all these called? Yichan? What are all these pictures of? What?
Whales.
Whales. Good. What do you know about
They can
whales, Sahin?
jump.
They can jump high, yes. What else do you know about whales?
A baby whale is called a calf.
Very good. And what about, how do you think they might breathe? How do you think whales might breathe? Do you know that special name? Blow what? You said it was a hole. Blow what? Blow hole. Fantastic. Good. And what about... Well, today we're going to be reading a book. It's a factual book about whales. All right, I'll give you a book each, and we're just going to look through the pictures to see if we can see some things that we might know about whales. You might have said some of the things already as we read the story. All right, what does the first picture show? Is it a big whale or a small whale, Shahin?
Big.
It's a big whale. Now, we can see some other animals in there, and they're also whales. They're small whales. Dolphins and another one, something a bit like a dolphin.
Fish?
It's a type of fish. It's got a rounded nose. Starts with P.
We were talking about that.
We talked about it another time. Another type of dolphin. It's a small dolphin.
Porpoise.
Turn to the next page. Let's have a look what we can see on the next page.
This?
How does a whale move? What does it use?
From his tail.
What does it use? You can see in the picture here. Right? What are they called?
Tails.
Starts with F. Fl. It's got a fl sound.
Flappers.
Almost, not flappers. A bit like flappers.
Flippers. Flippers.
Good boy. They've got flippers. What do you think whales might eat? It shows you in the picture. It shows you what they eat.
Fish.
Diane? Yes, they eat fish. All right, what else do you think they might eat? There's some little things up there, little red things. Squid. Fantastic. This is what we talked about when we were discussing whales. How they breathe. How do they breathe?
From the hole.
What sort of hole was it? A blowhole. Fantastic. You're going to have a go at reading the story on your own. And when we finish it, we might talk about other things that you found out in your story. Start from this.
This part. That makes sense. It has a backbone.
Some whales have no teeth. Whales eat fish more.
What did you learn about whales in the story?
Some whales don't have teeth.
And some whales?
Have teeth.
Good. What did you learn, Thara?
Got 2 blowholes.
Yes, fantastic. What else did you learn about whales? What about... Turn to the last page. You might read that part together because it is a bit tricky. You might read the last page together. Whales are endangered in many parts of the world. What's that hard word?
Loads.
Have a good look. Cover up the L. What sound do those 3 letters make? Oh, now put the L in front of it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Laws, what?
Protect.
Good boy, protect.
Whales from harm.
Fantastic. Okay, so that's one way that we can protect the whales from being...
With more competent readers, the teaching may include the examination of more complex concepts about print, such as the organisational features of the text, to further the reader's understanding of how texts work.
Okay, people and animals. What can you tell me about animals? What are some animals that you know about?
Kangaroos.
Kangaroos.
Koalas.
Brett?
Elephants.
Can you tell me some farm animals? Ebru.
Cow. Ducks.
Okay, what about some animals in the zoo?
Zebra.
Brett?
Hyena. Monkeys.
Gums there? Okay, so we're going to have a look and see what animals are in the book and see if any of the ones that you mentioned are in here as well. Have a look at the headings. Why do you think they're in a darker print, a bold print? Gums there.
Because it's the title of the story.
Well done, it's the title of the chapter. Why else might they put it in bold print? Okay, they want to make it
Stand
out. Well done. Have a look at the information on the above the pictures. You can see certain sentences that are a little bit lighter. Why do you think, what does that mean? Why isn't that included in the main part of the text? Why do you think it's separate? Joshua?
Because they're just telling you a little thing what they're used for.
Well done, so they're giving you just a quick simple explanation or a quick statement about that particular animal. And I want you to read 2 chapters. The first one is Animals in Zoos and the second one is Farm Animals. So the zoo animals and
L is endangered and Blue Book. Leaf has been cleared by people.
Okay, read it as quickly as my fingers move.
Pandas are endangered because the forests where they live have been cleared.
I want you to tell me one thing that you've learnt from that chapter.
The pandas have no houses and they're wild animals, but they have to stay in zoos because people cut down their houses. The cows were used for their meat and the chickens were used for their meat, their eggs, and the crocodiles were used for their skin and the ostriches were used for their feathers.
Well done. You can tell me what this page is called. Sarah.
A contents page.
Excellent, a contents page. What does the contents page tell us? Brett.
It's like all the different chapters.
Now at the back of this book there's something different. You can tell me what this is called. Joshua.
Index page.
Well done, the index page. And what does the index page tell us? Vaishnav.
It tells you all the little stories and things that you want to learn about animals.
Okay,
and which page they're on.
Excellent. So there's specific things that you want to learn about. The first contents page tells us the different chapters or the different topics, and the index page tells us specific words or specific animals that we want to look up. Okay, I want you to find the animal that's called the rabbits. You can tell me what page that's on. Vaishnav.
Page 26.
Any other pages? Joshua?
24.
Okay, what you're going to do now is look at page 24 and see if you can find the information that tells you about the rabbits.
When rotations are complete, the class comes together for a whole class reading, share time. Here, students reflect on their learning, then proceed with other parts of the literacy block. Learning centres provide opportunities to extend and consolidate students' literacy understandings, while the teacher works with a small teaching group in guided reading, language experience or shared reading. They're a feature of the 2-hour literacy block as described in Teaching Readers in the Early Years, which begins with a whole group focus. Students then work either in a teaching group or at cooperative independent learning centres. Literacy-enriched learning centres would include a writing centre, listening post, computer centre, library corner, big book area, word games, poem box and an alphabet centre. Students may also read from group book boxes. These contain easy and familiar texts that students can read independently and borrow for take-home reading. Learning centres are constructed to meet students' needs. These may include direct responses to earlier readings of